Well, hello and welcome on in to the Middletown Ice Arena in Middletown, New Jersey. We've got a good one for you here tonight. It's North Park taking on the Long Island Kings. And we'll have all the coverage for you coming up next on Midnight Sports. This broadcast is streamed and produced by Midnight Sports and is not affiliated with any hockey organization, club, or team. Midnight Sports is comprised of hockey parents who stream games for friends and family who cannot attend the games in person. Let's bring you up to speed on how it's been going here for North Park. Dropped the first decision of the weekend. That was early yesterday against the division-leading Richmond Generals. And it's been all W since as North Park beat the Central Penn Panthers and the Long Island Edge in games 2 and 3 of this 5-game showcase here in New Jersey. They're taking on the Long Island Kings tonight. Kings beat them by a score of 5-1, according to the EJ website. Earlier on, actually at the last showcase, North Park was a little short-benched there. And they'll be a little short-benched here tonight, although relative to how the bench has looked for the duration of this showcase, they actually have more players than they've had, at least at the early Friday game yesterday. And so we will see how North Park does. Game 4 in 24 hours here. It'll be North Park hockey taking on the Long Island Kings in the next 70 seconds. We should get puck drop here in Middletown, New Jersey. This is Midnight Sports. All right, there goes the buzzer. And we should be ready to roll here very, very soon from Middletown. 25 minutes on the board. So used to saying 15 minutes. 25 on the board. As you know, it's an EJ game only. And because of that, we'll have two 25-minute halves here in Middletown, New Jersey. North Park is going to be in their home white sweaters. They'll be moving left to right on your screen or radio dial if you're just listening into this one on Midnight Sports. And that will hold true for the first half and second here from New Jersey. As the teams do not switch sides, given the length of the halves, the teams do not switch sides because the period of the long change would be absolutely brutal for these teams. And so, a reminder as well, it's an EJ regular season game. It's a showcase, but not the playoffs, which means if these teams are tied at the end of 50 game minutes, this one will go to 4-on-4 overtime for 5 minutes. And if still tied after that, both overtimes are sudden death, but overtime 2 would be 3-on-3 hockey. You've seen that before here on Midnight Sports when North Park took on the Sharks earlier this season, as well as Genesis earlier this season. Both games went to overtime, and so we just wait a moment as both teams get a little extra strategy at their benches. And then we'll be ready to roll. 25 on the board. We can't thank you enough for joining us for Game 4 of North Park Showcase here today on Midnight Sports. A reminder, North Park back in action tomorrow at 12:15 p.m. down at the Ice Palace in Brick, New Jersey. And subject to carrier restrictions, we'll have all that coverage for you right here on Midnight Sports. But first, 50 minutes of 18U Diamond 2 EJEPL action here from Middletown. It will be Bigliotti, Finkelstein, Grebin, Samosi, and Halpern as the 5 in white sweaters. Speaker between the pipes. We're off and running here. As it's Samosi tracking back to pick up that puck. Works it on over toward Halpern. Touched forward by Bigliotti. And then that puck up into the Kings bench area. And so we'll get a stoppage in play for a moment here. Just 11 seconds into this one. Well, looks like the Kings may have dumped it in their bench from their own zone, and so it's an offensive zone draw for Finkelstein. Wins it forward without possession. Bigliotti on the forecheck. Puck kicked forward by Grebin all the way up to Halpern, who loads up, fires in. That's chested, and it's loose. It's still loose. The whistle goes. A very quick whistle there by the official. North Park unhappy about it, but there's nothing they can do because they do not wear the black and white stripes on out there, and so we'll do it all over again at that far offensive zone circle for North Park. This is Finkelstein at the dot. Grebin in the slot. Samosi and Halpern behind. Fired in once again wide of the cage there by North Park. Samosi pinches all the way in to keep that puck in the zone, rolls toward Finkelstein, who's going to be first to it at the end boards. Finkelstein there, Carling firing in. That puck gloved and frozen by the Kings netminder, and so we get just a moment of a line change during this stoppage in play. All right. Far circle drop in the offensive zone once again. Tenenbaum wins it forward. Puck rolls all the way around toward Farrow, who keeps the zone pulled out of his skates by Keyworth. Keyworth top of the slot. Fires it forward for a deflection, carried wide. Pinching in was Farrow. It rolls to Tenenbaum, who's able to dump that puck in once more. Firing on it is Meyerowicz at the end boards. Comes around from behind the cage. Meyerowicz all the way up to Farrow. Farrow now fires in. Deflected on net. Saved once more by the Kings. And Long Island looking to get this puck up and out. Up the near half wall. They do. All the way across for it is Keyworth, and he's able to work that up to Farrow, who finds Meyerowicz right back into the offensive end. Gets caught up in his skates. He gets the puck back, leaves for Keyworth. It's dumped in deeper for Tenenbaum. Tenenbaum on the puck, works it over to Keyworth, near side of the ice. Keyworth in the near corner, slides past a man, comes in tight, shoots in, and that puck stopped and frozen once again by the Kings netminder with 23.5 left to go in this first half. From Middletown, New Jersey. And if it's youth sports hockey, it's Midnight Sports. This will be Finkelstein at the near dike. Puck one over toward the half wall, gets caught up, it looked like, high on Grebin. He's going to skate toward the bench. And that puck was fired in. Greben's slow to the bench, but he's going to make it as the Kings now have a 3-on-2 in the other direction. They try to go around Samosi. He's able to push that puck all the way to the end boards. And the Kings, though, keep the zone momentarily. Look out. Kings throw it in front. Finkelstein there first. He carries it behind his net, shoves it farther. He was looking for Vigliotti. The Kings have it at the point. They fire that wide of the cage. And now across is Sweeney. Try and get this puck up and out of the zone. Finkelstein able to send that toward the logo, and Kings get it back on the near side of the ice. They'll dump in all the way to the far side as Halpern. He stops that puck, turns back into his own end to try and find some space to get that puck up and out. Sweeney joins him, rolling puck toward the side of the cage. Tapped farther by the Kings. Look out, fired in. Puck deflected up into the netting. Some good defensive work there by North Park, as it'll be a defensive zone drop for the home team. Nothing more just yet, as it's going to be a far circle drop. We would zoom in farther here, but there is a white net that's going to prevent us from getting the camera in any tighter. This puck comes around to the near side of the cage, thrown in front, but it was cut out by North Park and sent all the way down to the Kings blue line. The Kings have it back there. On the forecheck is Keyworth. Captain harassing his man into an early pass, and now the Kings will dump this all the way down. Should go for an icing, and does, as Farrow able to get in front of his Kings man to prevent any touch-up before that puck hit the end line. Well, we're going to keep you as zoomed in as possible, given the netting in play. And so this will be Tenenbaum, backed up by Meyerowicz and Tanoff on the near side, Keyworth and Farrow on the far. It's the Kings working that all the way around, but Farrow's going to keep the zone. He dumps it in just a bit farther. Keyworth tries to pull it off the boards there, but now the Kings, in a sprint, Keyworth able to get stick on puck to slow down the Kings' advance. They'll dump in far side of the ice. Farrow goes shoulder to shoulder with his man by the Zamboni doors. And now firing on the puck is Tanoff, chopped up into the air. Tanoff gets it back, flicks it up toward Keyworth, who's got the puck in full stride now. It's Keyworth all the way into the offensive end. Drop pass there for Meyerowicz. Meyerowicz tries to get a shot off. It was a good stick lift by the back-checking Kings man to prevent Jake Meyerowicz from scoring his second on the day, but it would have been his first in this game. All goose eggs right now as the Kings dump that all the way down. It rolls for an icing. 21-29 left to go here in the first half, and this will be a face-off all the way down in the Kings zone after the visitors ice the puck to relieve some of the pressure. Finkelstein, Grebin back out there. Good to see him back out there after taking a puck up near the chin, it looked like. Samosi, Halpern, and Vigliotti complete the five. Puck dropped. Grebin tries to fire it in. Instead, it's Samosi gathering it at the top of the slot, and now North Park fires on the puck. Kings have it at the far half wall. Halpern able to keep the zone on that far side. Puck bounces between a couple of skates, then flung wide of the cage by North Park. Here come the Kings back in the other direction. They try to fire it all the way down. They'll find some open space on the far side of the rink. Halpern first to it. Rolling puck, able to bat it to Vigliotti. Vigliotti sends that up ice. He's looking for Grebin. Grebin sticks it past a man, but just one as it's Finkelstein to come clean it up. In front of the scorer's booth, the Kings reset near side of the ice. The Kings at the near point. They look to fire in. They're pushed wide by Samosi. Rolling puck gathered by Finkelstein. He's been all over the ice in the early going here. Leaves for Vigliotti, who chips it off the boards and gives chase. Vigliotti, side of the net, trying to find a trailer in Grebin. That one's going to leave the zone. It was settled by Farrow. He just has to dump in a delayed offside there on North Park. Here come the Kings back in the other direction. They'll shovel this wide of the cage. And first to it is North Park. It was Tanoff taking a hit to make a play on the near side of the ice. Tanoff gets it back, cycles it on up. Vigliotti able to throw that out of the zone as North Park can make a partial change on the delayed offside against the Kings. Farrow to pick up in front of the Zamboni doors. Calling for it was Tenenbaum. And instead, it'll be the Kings taking over in their own zone. Kings on the puck. They filter it up through the defensive slot. Meyerowicz nearly picked that pass off, but instead it's Sweeney who does. Bouncing puck to the low slot. Kings first to it. Kept in the zone by Farrow. Farrow now on the wrister. Shoots in. That puck chopped out of the air by the Kings netminder. And this will be Tanoff keeping the zone on the backhand, but just for a moment as the Kings can stream forward through the neutral zone. It's a 3-on-2 for the Long Island Kings. They throw it all the way across. Tanoff with a great stick lift. And it'll be Meyerowicz chopping it off the boards, but not out. It does eventually come out because Farrow was able to get in the way of that filtered pass. And it'll be the Kings having to reset at the offensive blue line, but only so far as Tanoff, who pushes that puck farther for Sweeney. Sweeney chips it into the offensive end. It hits a Kings stick. They have it back at the logo. It's the Long Island Kings trying to get that puck deeper in the offensive zone, but Halpern takes over, gets on the forehand, throws it up to the far half wall, not out just yet. Kings retrieve. Meyerowicz takes a swipe at it, throws it to the Zamboni doors for Tenenbaum to pick up. And it's Tenenbaum on the puck. He's going to use the curved wall and chip that on up and out. The Kings, with under 19 minutes left to go in the first, can send that puck all the way in. And icing already washed here as that puck's going to hit the side iron of the net. It's now North Park stalking out from behind their own net. Halpern finds Grebin. Grebin with Vigliotti. Vigliotti all alone in the offensive zone. Shoots in, and it's a huge save by the Kings netminder. Well, shots 5-2 on the board. And we've got them at 6-2 here in the rink. And it's an offensive zone draw upcoming for North Park. It's Finkelstein at the dot. Chips it over toward the half wall. Vigliotti picks it up at the end boards. Vigliotti cycling it back to the near side of the ice. Puck ping-pongs around there. North Park trying to get it out front. They do. It comes off a skate in front. Goes wide of the cage. It was Vigliotti who nearly had a goal he didn't know much about because he was jousting with a man in front to try and screen the netminder as a good forward should. It's Samosi on up to Halpern. Halpern will dump on in. And giving chase now is Finkelstein, near side of the ice. Puck chipped off the near half wall, filtered up but not out because Samosi has kept the zone on the backhand. Sends that puck deeper into the offensive end. It's now North Park looking to get this out toward the net front, but instead the Kings will take over and they work it up near side of the ice. The Kings with a little space to operate as they'll come toward the slot. They're collapsed upon there, but they pick the puck up in the slot. They fire in, they shoot and score. Well, that puck was deflected on down in front. And so the redirection works for the Kings. They draw first blood here. And just like that, it was a deflected puck in front that found the back of the net and gave the Kings a 1-0 lead. Well, ensuing faceoff sees Tenenbaum win that over toward the scorer's booth. It's going to be chipped into the North Park bench. And so we'll get a stoppage in play here for a moment. All right, we're going to do it all over again with 17:34 left to go here in the first as that puck tipped back by North Park. Farrow to pick up in his own end. And the floating puck finds a Kings player, but only in the neutral zone. And now it's the Kings with a little bit of space here in the offensive end. Tanoff all over a man there. The Kings throw it in front, Speaker across. And he was able to get a leg pad on it. And now North Park's able to break out. It's Meyerowicz and Keyworth all the way into the offensive zone. Meyerowicz just has to dump in there. And so this will be the Kings trying to break out in the opposite direction. It's a 4-on-1 here for the Kings into the offensive end. All the way across was Tanoff, and the Ice Monster did the rest. And so not even a shot on goal there for the Long Island Kings, as North Park had gotten back in a hurry. It's now North Park getting that puck up and out of the zone for the Kings to collect in their own end. Full change for North Park there on the forward line. Tanoff now nearly dispossessed his man. All the way across was Finkelstein. Works that puck up to Tanoff, who can dump on in. North Park will give chase. Grebin will pick up that puck at the end boards. Tries to kick it to himself there. Bouncing puck comes out in front. Jam shot by Vigliotti. He takes a couple of hits up high. And now takes a cross check to the back. And we'll see what happens here. As the Kingsman and Vigliotti have words after the jam shot in front. Well, we'll see who's going to the box on this one. Certainly a Kingsman is. Vigliotti takes that long skate over as well. And it'll be Vigliotti to the box for slashing. And a cross check against the Kingsman with 16:20 left to go in the first. Should be 5-on-5 hockey out there. The Kings have 5 out. Over the boards comes Meyerowicz to complete the 5, including Finkelstein, Grebin, Samosi, and Halpern for North Park. This is Finkelstein at the dot. Tips that puck forward. The Kings will take over behind their net. All the way around, Long Island comes. It's Grebin who pulled the puck off a man. Shot it just wide of the cage. And now we get a stoppage in play, as it looks like the net has come off its moorings. How many times have you heard that when it comes to youth hockey? And so it'll be an offensive zone drop with 16:10 left to go in this first half. A choppy first half so far. Shots 7-5 in North Park's favor in the rink, 7-4 on our board. It's Samosi pulling that puck out of the air. He bats it farther. Shot in by Finkelstein. That one hits a stick. North Park to try and pick up far side of the ice. Kings there first. It's Long Island getting that puck off Meyerowicz, but getting it back, as Meyerowicz had done well to block the zone exit. But here come the Kings in full stride all the way into the offensive zone. Only so far as Halpern, who cut out the threat. Puck reversed up far side for Grebin. Grebin through his defensive zone finds Meyerowicz in the neutral zone. Meyerowicz into the offensive end. Curls toward the slot. Fired in. Puck deflected to the near corner. Picked up there momentarily by North Park. Grebin has it back. Fires it all the way across. Halpern was calling for it. Far side of the ice. He's pinched in. Grebin can make a change. On the ice is Keyworth now for him. In the zone, Meyerowicz to pick back up. He finds Keyworth fresh off the bench. Keyworth dumps it right back down for Meyerowicz. Tenenbaum able to interchange and come toward the side of the cage. That puck fired up and it's in. Well, it bounced off a couple of bodies in front. And there you go for the MKS replay. You see there's a little bit of a buffer on there. In any event, it's a North Park goal, and you won't have to see my visage too often, as it was a bouncing puck that found the back of the net for North Park. And Keyworth gets the credit as he was out front. Here come the Kings, though. They'll fire in. Stick on puck sends it up into the netting. And so a good deflection from Halpern, far side of the ice. 14:55 left to go in this first half. All knotted up at 1 here in Middletown. It's Tenenbaum at the dot. Clean win back to Halpern. Halpern to pick up. Works it around near side of the ice. Kings able to hold that puck at the blue line, but not keep the zone, as it'll be Samosi tracking it all the way across, and then the Kings try to dump in. Meyerowicz, though, works it up to Keyworth. Keyworth, soft pass up to Tenenbaum, pulled off the blue line by Keyworth so that North Park can get back on side. Keyworth storms in with the puck. The Kings able to take over with a deft touch, but Keyworth on the back check picks it right back up again. It's worked all the way to Samosi. Samosi on up toward Halpern. Halpern chips the puck up and finds Sweeney at center ice. Sweeney tries to bat that puck farther. It'll be Samosi to pick up at his own blue line. Samosi on the puck. And on a quick up, he's going to find Keyworth, who tips it into the offensive end. Straight up the seam come the Kings. It's the Long Island Kings, unable to get past Samosi, who works that puck to some open ice on the far side of the ice, and then it's tipped forward by Keyworth. He gets held up momentarily. Tenenbaum fires on the puck. It was North Park making a defensive change, and so Farrow able to pick that puck up and find Sweeney, who chips the puck into the offensive zone. Tenenbaum on the forecheck. Sweeney and Tanoff able to hold the zone. The Tanoff shot spins just wide. Grebin fires in, rebound to the right of the cage. Tanoff fires in as well. A couple of saves on the home team shots there by the Kings. Batted on up near side of the ice. Tanoff on the puck, holds the zone for a moment, but here come the Kings spinning it all the way across. And Tenenbaum now has to fire on the puck. It's the Kings all the way around the net and unable to get the shot off at first. Kings still on the puck in the slot. They move it across top of the circle. Speaker able to send that wide of the cage. And now it's Tanoff picking up near side. He works it to some open ice. This puck going to be rimmed all the way to that far side. And it'll be the Kings picking up there in their own zone. It's Finkelstein on the forecheck. Kings break out near side of the ice, but only so far as Farrow at the logo. Farrow able to jam that off the boards. Kings have it back near side. They'll go point to point in their own zone. Grebin tries to stick it farther, and keeping the zone there was Meyerowicz, who works it down to Grebin. All the way toward the net is Finkelstein. Tanoff's going to pick it up near point and dump in for Grebin. Grebin pulls it off the boards there, rolls in front, and it'll be Meyerowicz to try and track that puck down far side of the ice. Instead, though, the Kings will emerge with it. The Kings all the way across. Grebin doing everything he could on the back check. The Kings are clearly offside here, and the North Park bench does not appreciate it. In any event, the puck leaves the zone, and so no one's any worse for the wear as the Kings bat that off the boards and try and carry it forward. It's Meyerowicz working it just a bit forward, but now Tanoff will reach for that bouncing puck back in his own zone. He's got Farrow far side of the ice. He's going to work it up strong side for Finkelstein. Finkelstein all the way into the offensive end, shoots in, and that's gloved down and then sat on by the Kings netminder with 11:59 left to go in this first half. It's a shot on goal by North Park. Nothing more just yet here from Jersey. Now it's Samosi and Halpern, Keyworth, Tenenbaum, and Sweeney as the five skaters in white sweaters. This is Tenenbaum at the dot. Wins that forward to himself. Keyworth calls it far side of the ice. He settles it, cycles it back down to Tenenbaum, side of the cage, giving, go on, and that shot in and saved very nicely as the Kings netminder with a big save there. Got caught up in the equipment, but they all count the same when you save them, and so we'll do it all over again. Far circle offensive zone for North Park. Tenenbaum at the dot. Sweeney in the slot. Backed out of the circle. Tenenbaum wins it forward, takes a chop toward the puck. It's Halpern keeping that puck in. Cycled just a bit lower on the backhand, fired in, fluttering puck. Eventually gloved and frozen by the Kings netminder, and so another shot on goal for the team from Long Island City. Nothing more just yet. Far side of the ice drop. Trying to keep you as close to the action while letting you actually see the action as possible. This is the Kings working it up through the neutral zone near side of the ice. It was cleared out by Samosi. The Kings have to reset in their own end. It's Keyworth on the forecheck, sprinting toward that puck. Tenenbaum now does the same at the offensive end boards. North Park jousting for the puck. Tenenbaum cycles it to himself off the end boards, then shoves it over toward Keyworth. Puck nearly rolled out front for Sweeney. Tenenbaum has it back. Far side of the ice. Works it up to Halpern at the far point. Halpern on low for Keyworth. Keyworth on the puck. He curls at the top of the circle, but it'll be the Kings coming away with it on the near side of the ice. The Kings try to touch that into the offensive zone. It's Vigliotti working that up the near half wall. It's fired in. Hits the outside of the cage. Onward we play here as Halpern works it up for Keyworth. He's 1-on-2 into the offensive end. It's Keyworth on the puck. pushes it past a man, picks it up in that far corner, tries to send it on up toward the blue line for a shot. This might go for an icing. Nope, the arm's already down. And so Tanoff has to go all the way back to pick it up. He's got a man all over him there. In for support was Finkelstein. It's Farrow now, working it to the far side of the ice. Grebin works that up and out of the zone. Vigliotti will fire for it at the offensive blue line. Finkelstein able to push it farther. And now the Kings have to get this up and out. They do. The Kings in the neutral zone will collect, skating all the way across. And shoulder to shoulder was Vigliotti, but it'll be Farrow to pick that puck up and work it up toward Finkelstein. Finkelstein works it just a bit deeper for Tanoff on the forehand. Tanoff can use the glass to get that up and out. Grebin pushes it farther. Kings take over in the neutral zone. 10 minutes even left to go in this first half. It's North Park trying to collect in the offensive end. Puck hits a couple of skates. The Kings eject that puck out of the zone. Farrow gains the line, dumps on in, and North Park can give chase. It's Vigliotti picking up near side, winging it toward the slot. He found Finkelstein. Puck just hopped off his stick for Grebin. Grebin has it back on the backhand, but here come the Kings back in the other direction. Only so far as Grebin once more. It was Finkelstein reaching for it, trying to touch that puck forward as the Kings will take over at their end boards. But we're going to get a call here. Looks like on the Kings, as they were the ones touching the puck when the whistle went. And so the Kings to the box here for 2 minutes for a slash with 9:28 left to go in the first half. North Park to the power play for the first time here tonight. Well, shots 11-6 on the board. North Park hoping to add to that total, and more importantly, add a squiggly number on the board. It's Halpern on down for Vigliotti, who spins that farther, looking for Grebin. Grebin on up to Vigliotti. Keyworth awaits in the bumper position. Saucered on up toward Halpern, but look out, the race is on for this puck. It's going to roll all the way in, and Speaker with the save, and then jumps on top of it on what turned into a break. And so this is going to be a defensive zone drop after Speaker with the breakaway save on a broken chance for the Kings. All right, North Park still up a man for the next minute and 36 seconds. Tenenbaum at the dot. He's got Meyerowicz, Grebin, Keyworth in the slot. Halpern far side. It's a win there by North Park on the faceoff. Kings all over Halpern, but Keyworth in, and he's able to cycle that puck for Halpern. Kings try to get back on the forecheck. Halpern moves the puck up to Tenenbaum. It's Keyworth into the offensive end. Keyworth still there. He's going to find Meyerowicz in the slot, who pulls that out of a few skates, fired in, but it never reaches the goal mouth, as it's North Park keeping the zone for a moment. Jousting for it in that near corner is Grebin. He comes away with it all the way across. He finds Halpern, shot in, puck spilled in front, still loose all the way to the end boards. And the puck's going to be rimmed around, but kept in by Halpern, who's able to pitchfork that deeper into the zone. Now Grebin reaches for it. Kings on it first. It's Meyerowicz trying to keep that puck in the offensive end. Instead, it'll be a puck that comes all the way back to Speaker, and he stops it for Halpern. Halpern on the settled puck. Works it over to Tenenbaum. Still 40 seconds left to go on the man advantage. Puck in front of the North Park bench for Halpern to pick up. Halpern on the puck. He's going to gain the offensive zone. Meyerowicz toward the back poach. This is Grebin working that puck just a bit deeper. And it's Halpern up to Tenenbaum. One-timer goes just a bit high, and here come the Kings back in the other direction. It's the Kings in a 2-on-2 here into the offensive end, but across was Tenenbaum with a huge move, and he's able to pull that puck off a King's stick. Here comes Meyerowicz back in the other direction. Meyerowicz was looking for Keyworth with 7 seconds left to go in the man advantage. It's North Park keeping the zone at the end boards. Back up to Keyworth in the near corner. They find Halpern at the near point. Down to Keyworth and shoveled across, but look out, it's a break for the Kings all the way in to the offensive end. They try to go around Speaker. He shuts the door with the skate blade, and it will be the Kings unable to keep the zone. Vigliotti able to work that puck toward Tenenbaum, and it will be Halpern back for it to get that puck up and out of the zone. This one might go for an icing. Icing already waived. 7 minutes even left to go in this first half. It's had a little bit of everything, but we're knotted up at 1 right now as Vigliotti pulls that off the half wall. He's going to find Sweeney, who tries to carry it farther. Puck ping-pongs around, shot in by Sweeney, and saved by the Kings netminder, and it gives us just a moment to catch our breath here on the broadcast. Well, well, well. Just when you thought you were out, youth hockey pulls you right back in. This is Finkelstein behind the net, and he's going to work that puck just a bit deeper. I'm told we might have a special guest joining us on color commentary any moment here. As soon as he is ready, we are ready for him. It's the Kings trying to keep the zone, trying to get the puck out of the zone. North Park doing the opposite, of course, through Farrow. He's able to dump that into the near corner. Vigliotti stands a man up there. Kings come away with it toward the end boards. They shove it to the far side of the ice and chip it up and out. All the way back for that puck. Sweeney's got a man on him. He's able to bat it over to that far defensive corner. And now it's the Kings coming away with that puck all the way toward the neutral zone, trying to suck North Park all the way deep into their own zone. Then they'll fire that puck up and out toward the neutral zone. Fanoff fires on the puck. Finkelstein does the same. The Kings have to reset. And they do in their own end by going point to point. It's North Park getting a line change out of it. Finkelstein now reaches for it. It's the Kings coming forward, but they'll have to reset as they had broken in early. Would have been offside had they crossed the blue line. Kings at the logo, circling with the puck with some speed, pushed wide, but this time offside. And we can welcome in the OG of Midnight Sports, D-Biz. How we doing?
All is well. All is well.
Just hanging out in Jersey hockey rinks?
Oh, we're going back and forth, Jersey hockey rinks. We had a game this morning, then we went over to the Inline Skate of America where G-Biz Photography was playing goalie for Stony Brook, roller hockey, and they had a 7-4 win, which was great.
Tremendous. Congratulations.
Now the Stars will be playing after this game. So
fantastic. It is all hockey all the time. It's a North Park win for Meyer, which dumps in just a bit deeper. And that bouncing puck comes all the way up to Tenenbaum near side. He carries that puck deeper for Meyerowitz to try and pick up far side. Grebin gets it side of the cage, tries to muscle it farther there. Rolling puck toward Tenenbaum. Tenenbaum settles for Halper. It's a power play here for North Park as it is carried just a bit deeper. It's a hit in the back there on the far side of the ice. No arm up, and so it's Halper now firing in. That puck looks like it's in the net, but not on the proper side, and it just ends up in the webbing of the Long Island Kings netminder. Still 1:26 left to go on the man advantage. All right, D-Biz, you're coaching this. What would you like to see from North Park out there? Oh, immediate declination. Put the man behind a camera, and he is the absolute expert in it. But he's not going to tell you anything when it comes to the play on the ice, just how to film it.
That's it.
This is Tenenbaum behind his own cage. Works it up to Halpern. Still 1:12 left to go on the man advantage here for North Park. 0 for 1 on the power play so far today. It's Meyerowitz spinning that down low for Keyworth. Grebin to pick up near corner. Grebin on the puck, works it up to Tenenbaum. Tenenbaum walks the blue line across for Keyworth. Look out, he's dangerous from here. It's fought off. He jumps up to get it, shoots it in again. That shot rejected. It's Keyworth now, working that up to Halpern. Halpern slides it across for Tenenbaum. Tenenbaum with some space, throws it across back post. He was looking for a touch in and home. Instead, it was just 2 shots on the sequence for the home team, and they have to reset near side of the ice. They do toward Meyerowitz. And he'll carry into the offensive end. 30 seconds left to go. That puck bounces off the end boards through the blue paint. North Park not there to touch it home, unfortunately for the team from Long Island City. And so Halpern all the way back behind his cage. He's going to look for Keyworth near side, who settles the puck for Halpern and gets it right back. Keyworth now with 14 seconds left to go on this man advantage. Maybe one North Park rush here as Vigliotti was trying to find Tenenbaum instead. This will be the Kings taking over. And that's going to do it for this man advantage for North Park as Speaker settles for Halpern. 3.5 left to go as Vigliotti back on the puck. He finds Finkelstein, who can dump on in and give chase, joined by Sweeney. Vigliotti up the right wing, Samosi and Farrow as the defenders. Icing already waved here. And so this puck rolls to the near corner. Kings look to pick up there. It's Farrow bodying a man by the Zamboni doors. Farrow stands his man up as the Kings try to get something toward the net front. They'll come around near side of the ice. It's still the Kings there. They fire it all the way across, and Speaker able to make the save, but it's kicked in. It was kicked in by the Kings. And there must not have been a distinct kicking motion, as it looked like that puck went in off a skate on the back post, and just like that, it is a 2-1 lead for the Long Island Kings.
This is where we need Paul screaming backdoor. Yeah.
That's right. Somebody put a ring on and hit some metal to get the referee's attentions. Or just attention, if you will. Anyway, this is Tanoff taking that face-off win, dumping it toward the offensive end. North Park is going to have to score again to get even on the board. They went down 1-0 in this game, tied it up. And now down a goal once more as Farrow tracks all the way back into his own corner for it. He works that up to Keyworth. Keyworth was looking for an in-stride Tenenbaum, and Farrow to pick it up at the far half wall in the defensive end. He works that up toward Meyerowicz. Meyerowicz carries the puck into the offensive end, dumps in. The Kings will send it right back in the other direction, and so now it's Farrow to pick up in his own end once more. Throws it up to the near point. Tenenbaum settles it, pulls it out of the skates of a couple of Kings men, and it'll be Farrow to collect and work it over toward the near side of the ice. But it's the Kings coming away with the puck and shooting in wide of the cage. Bouncing puck for Farrow to pick up. He settles it down on the forehand. He's going to find Meyerowicz, who's able to fling that puck farther. The Kings will collect in their own end. Under 2 minutes left to play here in the first as that one hits the outside of the iron. It's Meyerowicz trying to go to work with Tenenbaum near side of the ice. Tanoff keeps the zone, dumped in. Tenenbaum will fire on the puck, but here it comes out of the zone. All the way across comes Tanoff. It's a 2-on-1 for the Kings. They try to connect in the slot, but it was Tanoff able to cut out the threat. Puck stays in the offensive end for the Kings. Across comes Tenenbaum, and that puck sits in the offensive zone still. Tenenbaum able to throw that puck up, and it will eventually leave the zone. And so the Kings reset with 1:15 left to go in this first half. They fire it across, Samosi across to corral the puck. He gets body position, leaves for Halpern. Halpern has two Kings men on him. He's able to fight him off and leave the puck for Samosi. Puck up to Sweeney near half wall. Sweeney able to carry that farther off the boards, and now it's Grebin in full flight into the offensive zone. Nearly goes around a man. Instead, it's the Kings throwing it to the near corner. This puck's going to come all the way around for a Kings man, far side of the ice, swiped farther. Sweeney able to keep the zone, and Grebin tries to do the same. Instead, it hits a couple of skates. North Park resets in the neutral zone, fires it to the near side of the ice, where the Kings try to throw it up and out of the zone once more. They track back into their own end to try and buy some time and space as Grebin bodies a man there. Puck chipped up to the far point and out. It is Halpern who finds Samosi. Samosi resets, sends it through the neutral zone. The Kings will come back in the other direction. It's the Kings now into the offensive end, trying to go around. They get in tight. Speaker was way out of the cage. Kicks that one out. 10 seconds left to go here as that puck bounces toward the corner. And it's North Park just trying to get this puck up and out of the zone. 2 seconds left to go, and one bouncing puck fought off there by Speaker. And so, after the first half, it's the Long Island Kings 2, North Park Hockey 1. And our thanks to D-Biz for joining us here on the headset as he gets ready to broadcast his game.
I'm not usually on the mic. I'm just usually hiding behind the cameras.
Well, it's a nice change every once in a while, and so we thank you and encourage everybody after the conclusion of this one to stick around and for the Stars game right here on Midnight Sports at the conclusion of North Park against the Long Island Kings. But first, an ice cut and 25 more minutes of 18U Diamond 2 Youth Hockey here on Midnight Sports. All right, just getting ready here for the second half of this one from Middletown, New Jersey. Game 4 of the 5-game showcase for North Park. They're back in action tomorrow at 12:15 p.m. from the Ice Palace in Brick, New Jersey. I'd sing the lyrics, but I don't want YouTube to flag us for a rights violation. You know how good my singing voice is. In any event, all jokes aside, North Park finds themselves with a 1-goal deficit here to start the second half. 25 on the board. We are ready to roll as Tenenbaum bodies his man at the logo. Puck rolls to Keyworth, and he's able to work it to Halpern, then Samosi. Samosi works that puck on up. It's going to go for an early icing just 11 seconds into this second half. It'll be an offensive zone draw for the Kings. Well, not only does North Park have a game tomorrow, but the New York Stars have one here tonight, right at the conclusion of this North Park Kings game. Stars back in action for game 3 of their showcase here in Jersey. All right, it's a quick zone exit there for North Park. 3-on-2, 4-on-2 if they hurry. Into the offensive end, fired in by Keyworth across some fresh ice. But that puck skittered wide, and here come the Kings right back in the other direction. The Kings trying to go around Samosi. He was able to pull his stick back, so that one didn't go for a trip. And North Park able to work that puck up and out. Keyworth on the forecheck trying to get the puck back. It was expert defensive work by Samosi, who's really substituting in as a defender here as North Park down a couple of defenders for this showcase. And so this will be the Kings firing in, trying to filter it across to the slot. Halpern gets stick on puck, and now Finkelstein can work that puck up and out of the zone. The Kings will take back over at their own blue line. North Park can make a partial change. Bigliotti on the forecheck in that far corner. The Kings release the puck, but Grebin tracks it down far side. Puck works its way into the neutral zone off a couple of sticks, and now the Kings in full flight. But it was Bigliotti and Farrow able to separate their man from the puck. Kings have it back at their goal mouth. Grebin on the forecheck as that puck's going to come all the way down and on net. And so Speaker's just going to settle it down and cover it up as the Kings had stalked in. And he didn't want to put his defenseman, Aiden Farrow, in a bad position, so he didn't release it for him. North Park can complete their change. And it will be, with 23-27 left to go in this game, a defensive zone draw for the team in white sweaters. Meyerowicz, Keyworth, Tenenbaum as the forwards, Farrow, and Tanoff as the defenders. Tenenbaum, clean win on over to Tanoff. He uses the curved glass, and it's the set play. Keyworth tracks this down in the offensive end. And now it's thrown in front, chipped wide by the Kings. Meyerowicz fires on that puck. Kings collect side of the cage. They work it on up. Not past Farrow, though, who keeps the zone. Gives his man a rough ride there. And the puck rolls back into the Kings' end, but in Kings' possession. Puck comes up to the logo now. Farrow tries to turn for it. It's chipped off a stick. It was Meyerowicz with a good stick lift. And Tanoff tries to work that puck out. The Kings dump in once more as Farrow collects. It spins on over for Tanoff. Tanoff stops and delays and then works that puck up strong side of the ice. The Kings will collect, work it back to their blue line, and go point to point. This puck is wrapped all the way around to the near side of the ice. It's Tanoff firing on it there. The Kings try to dump it deeper, but Tanoff able to get stick on puck. Now the Kings have it. The backhanded pass connects for the Kings. They fire all the way across, but it was a shot blocked by Farrow that prevented that puck from reaching the goal mouth. We're going to get a stoppage in play here, and we'll see who's going to the box. And it looks like it's going to be a penalty here on both teams. And so the official is going to work this one out. 2 minutes had already been put on the board for the Kings penalty, but it's going to be center ice drop. We'll see if they wipe that 2-minute penalty off the board, if we're playing 4-on-4, 5-on-5. 5 skaters right now for each team out on the ice. No dos, tres, cuatro, cinco. the night sports now in Espanol. It's Grebin who takes a hard hit there, but he's able to push the puck forward. The Kings pick up at their own blue line, and they try to work that puck deeper into their zone to buy some open ice. It's Bigliotti, though, cutting out that pass and dumping all the way across. Grebin was looking to stick lift his man down in front. It's Halpern keeping the zone. He filters that puck a bit deeper, goes off the side of the cage. Grebin picks up there. Grebin on the puck. All the way across that puck goes. It's batted out of the air, sits in front, thrown in on the goaltender's pads, and he's able to cover that on up. And so this will be a defensive zone drop for the Kings with 21:47 left to go in this second half. Tenenbaum, Keyworth, Halpern, Sweeney, and Samosi, the 5 skaters from Long Island City on the ice. It's Keyworth in the slot, firing in. That one frozen immediately by the Kings netminder. Just a shot on goal there for the home team. And it'll be the same 5 skaters out there for North Park. Clean win again by Tenenbaum. Halpern fires this in. It hits a skate and leaves the zone. The Kings collect and skate it to the near side, right in front of the camera well. It's the Kings trying to filter it farther. On down low, that puck comes toward the side of the cage. Thrown in front. Hits a skate, spun wide. And now the Kings have it back. All the way across it goes, but Halpern gets a stick in the way. Tenenbaum able to kick that puck farther and give chase in the offensive end. Kings first to it at the end boards. Keyworth holds it up at the far half wall. Stumped in by Sweeney for Keyworth. Thrown in front. Nobody home for North Park. And keeping the zone is Samosi as he works it toward Keyworth. Out in front, it's Halpern in the slot. Fired high of the cage. And now this will be the Kings able to get on that puck and spin it up and out of the zone. Reaching for it was Samosi. Icing already waved as that puck goes toward the end boards. The Kings on it there in the far corner. It's Keyworth jousting with his man to try and get that puck out of some skates. Samosi across near corner for the puck. Flicks that up and out. The Kings collect at their own blue line as we tick toward 20 and a half minutes left to go in this second half. It's Sweeney able to hold the zone for a moment. The Kings, though, fired all the way across the ice and tap it up to the neutral zone. Fresh off the bench is Tanoff there, reaching for it, able to dispossess his man. Fair out to pick up in front of his own net. He turns with it on the backhand, flicks that up to the blue line, shipped farther by Grebin. And the Kings able to dump in once more as that puck spins behind the North Park net. Tanoff on the puck, on the forehand. He was looking for Grebin, creeping at the offensive blue line there, sniffed out by the Kings. And now it's the Kings all alone in the near corner, looking and surveying their options. Kings try to pull it off the wall there. Finkelstein on the forecheck. It's the Kings all the way around, looking to come in front. Puck hits off a skate, and it's rejected toward the end boards. Thrown up to the far point. The Kings fire in. Speaker able to make a save, and he covers up with the puck between the pads with 19:44 left to go in this second half. Defensive zone drop upcoming here from the Middletown Ice Arena for this EJEPL November showcase. Game 4 of 5 for North Park here this weekend. It's Tenenbaum at the far dot. It's one forward, and Keyworth takes over. Look out. Keyworth now one-on-one with his man. Pushed just wide. Nearly goes around him there. Instead, the Kings with a nice defensive play, able to dispossess the North Park captain and reset in their own zone. It's the Kings on the puck. They fire it up to the neutral zone. Rolling puck settled by Samosi. He was looking for Meyerowicz on a headman pass. Instead, the Kings able to dump on in, and North Park will have to give chase. It's Samosi on the puck. Quick up to Keyworth. Keyworth able to just shuffle that puck up to Meyerowicz, who curls toward the slot. Meyerowicz on the backhand, switches to the forehand, shoots in. That puck goes off a Kings defender, and it's Meyerowicz to collect once more. Cycles it for Keyworth, who fires it across. Puck comes up to Halpern, shot just wide of the cage. It's thrown in again. That one hits a skate and goes wide. Meyerowicz to get it back on that far side of the ice. Calling for it is Halpern. Meyerowicz makes the safe play, dumps it in for Keyworth. Keyworth reverses to Halpern. Halpern fires it across. That's gloved and frozen by the Kings netminder with 18:41 left to play in this second half. It's another shot for North Park, but nothing more just yet in this concluding frame of this EJEPL game. This is Finkelstein, far dot. Vigliotti in the slot. Finkelstein wins it forward, firing on his Grebin. He gets it at the inboards. Grebin on the puck. Thinks about working it around. Instead, it's Tanoff who had crept all the way in. Netminder for the Kings had been screened. Couldn't find that one, but it ended up not reaching the goal mouth. Finkelstein gets it back, works it over to Tanoff. Tanoff tries to jam it farther in the zone. He does. He can get back in position as Grebin fires on the puck. Nearly gets it back out of some Kings skates. Vigliotti joins the forecheck. Tanoff far side of the ice, able to jam it up there and carry it deeper. Tries to throw it across to the slot. The Kings emerge with it as North Park able to dump in just a bit deeper. It's the Kings throwing that one up into the netting, and so we should have an offensive zone drop with 17:57 left to go in this game for North Park on the far side of the ice. Now it's Keyworth, Meyerowicz, Tenenbaum as the forwards, Farrow and Tanoff as the defenders. Keyworth takes that face-off win, back to Farrow, who dumps it in, gets the puck back for a moment. But here comes the Kings all the way down the ice. It's the Kings firing in high of Speaker. And Keyworth able to get that puck up and out of the zone. Kings collect at their own blue line. They fire it forward. This one should go for an icing. It does. 17:38 left to go in this second half. It'll be a face-off all the way down the ice on the near side in the North Park offensive zone. Well, DBs, I've got you here, so I might as well ask, what do you prefer, roller or ice?
Video?
Film. Yeah, of course.
It depends on, flavor of the day.
Little column A, little column B?
Yeah.
All right, very good.
Obviously, ice hockey is a lot faster,
Sometimes it's nice not to be cold, though, too.
Yeah, definitely.
This is Tenenbaum, far side, tries to wing it toward the slot. Centering pass doesn't connect. Meyerowicz able to settle that puck down, go between the legs. North Park dumps in once more. Keyworth was reaching for it there to try and keep the puck in the zone. It'll be the Kings, though, batting it in without possession to their offensive end. Halpern curls with the puck near side. Kings able to reverse there. They come all the way across. It was Meyerowicz who was able to get stick on puck because it was a no-look pass that had connected for the Kings. The danger's not through yet as that puck goes wide. Jam shot doesn't work for the Kings on the follow-up. And now it'll be Samosi able to leave with the puck. He's 2-on-2 with Keyworth into the offensive end. Goes around a man. Keyworth awaits in front. Samosi tries to go near post. It's rejected by the Kings netminder. And now the Kings can break out so far as the North Park blue line. It's North Park throwing that puck up. And instead, the Kings go offside with 16:25 left to go in this game. Neutral zone drop right in front of the camera well. Here at, I've got to say, Deep, is a beautiful Midtown Ice Arena.
Yes, absolutely. Middletown.
Middletown. Middletown. No. It's just an abbreviation.
Yeah.
Mid-T. How about Mid-T?
Mid-T.
No? Mid-T?
Yeah.
All right, we'll work on it. Anyway, we'll workshop that off camera. This is North Park breaking in, but now they've gone offside with 16:17 left to go in the second. And so it'll be another neutral zone drop upcoming. And it must be said, pretty choppy game here.
This is a junior arena, right?
I think so.
Titans,
yeah.
Yeah, junior. Yeah, Titan juniors.
Yeah, and it might be the junior team for the Trenton Titans,
All right.
who I don't know if they're still an AHL team or not. I don't want to speculate, but see some pretty good hockey at the arena in Trenton as well. All right, it's Vigliotti throwing that toward the front. It was Grebin nearly on it, trying to work it. Again, is Grebin toward the slot. He works it all the way across. It was Farrow who had crept all the way in, and then he can dump in because there was no shooting lane for him. And he's able to keep the zone, is Farrow. He wings that toward the slot. Vigliotti on the forecheck. It'll be the Kings, though, working it up to the blue line. Tanoff keeps the zone. Kings on the puck in the corner. Vigliotti all over his man. Grebin works it up to Farrow. Farrow can step into this one. He does. Fires it on. Bouncing puck in the slot. Swept farther by Vigliotti and rejected by the Kings netminder. It'll be Tanoff across the logo to hold on to that puck. But Vigliotti's going to be going to the box here, it looks like, as he pleads his case on the long skate on over. And so just a shot on goal for North Park. But unfortunately for them, down a man for the next 2 minutes with 15:28 left to go in this second half. North Park down a goal and down a man for the next 2. Unless, of course, things get really interesting and there's some more paperwork to be done. Who knows? Tenenbaum at the dot, wins that over to the half wall. Kings keep the zone. Kings able to dump that puck on in. North Park 0 for 2 on their power play for the day. This is the first one for the Kings as they work that puck on in. And then it was Halpern able to get that puck and gain the line and dump on in. And so this will be North Park trying to kill off some of this penalty in the offensive end. The Kings take back over. And it's the Kings in their own zone. We might have some more special guests joining us right here on the broadcast. We'll get to them in just a second at the next break in the action. This is now Tenenbaum working that puck for Keyworth. Keyworth leaves for Halpern. That puck stays in the zone. Kings try to filter it farther. Look out, all the way across is Samosi. And he works that puck over to Halpern. Halpern able to get that puck up and out. 1:05 left to go on the man advantage here for the Kings. Up a man and up a goal right now from Middletown, New Jersey. All the way across is Finkelstein to try and keep that puck in the offensive end. Instead, it's going to be the Kings dashing forward 2-on-2 into the offensive end. Halpern settles that puck down, flicks it right back out for the Kings to collect in their own end. Calling for a quick up are the Kings as North Park was making a partial change. Instead, they'll have to go point to point and then pass it on up as it's Tanoff getting body position on his man, surrounded by 2 Kingsmen. Kings have it at the near point. Look out. Kings stalk in, top of the circle. Speaker gets down, but the rebound touched home there in front. And just like that, it's a power play goal for the Kings and a 3-1 lead here from Middletown. But we can go ahead and welcome James Nicolaitis to the broadcast, an old Stars teammate, current Poly teammate of the man who just saw a rebound put past him. James, how we doing?
I'm doing great. I'm great to be here, Colin. Thank you for having me on. We got a game in just a little bit, and this is looking great. Looking forward to the Poly season. I'm happy to see Speaker out there playing, and even though he's in new colors, I'm cheering him on, wishing him good luck.
Well, that's great to hear. Thank you for that. Tell us about your game coming up. Who do you guys have right after this one?
We got the Putnam Panthers. They're looking like a good team. They moved up divisions this year, so it's going to be a solid matchup. We're a little low on guys, but I think we're going to have a good game, and we're going to have to skate hard. If we keep our game plan in store, we play our systems, I think we have a good shot at winning the next one.
Very good, very good. And how has the weekend looked for you so far?
The weekends kind of started off a little rough. 2 very good opponents coming out the gate. So, we kind of held in there. We had to conserve a lot of our energy, but, we fought through it. Although we didn't come out with a win yet, I think the boys really feel confident tonight. Tough team last time out against Wilmington Nighthawks. They were a good squad. They played us in the beginning of the year. They beat us 6-1, but I know we held with them and gave us definitely some confidence going into this next game.
Very good. Well, you heard it from the captain himself. The boys are absolutely buzzing to get back out there on the ice, get in the W column tonight against the Putnam Panthers. But right now, it's iron ringing out here from the Middletown Ice Arena as the Kings nearly thought they had a 3-goal lead on that one. Instead, the crossbar doing the heavy lifting. And North Park trying to stay in this one. Shots 23-16 in North Park's favor on our board. 19-14 in the arena. And you heard it from the captain. Stars Panthers coming up right after this one on Midnight Sports. We'll have all the coverage for you. Shot right in on speaker off the face-off there. Spinning was Halpern to work that over to Samosi. He's able to touch that puck up and out of the zone. It hit a couple of skates, and it'll just be frozen as Sweeney had broken in on net. And so a shot on goal in the sequence for either team, truly. And 12:36 left to go in this one. All right, James, walk us through it. You're down 2 goals. You still have a quarter of the game left. What are guys saying on the bench in a situation like this?
It's just about getting the next shot. Get the next shot in there. You never know what it could be. It takes one shot. You're right back into the game. It's a 1-goal game from there. If it was me out there, I'd be rallying the boys together. We're in it. Shots are also very close too. It's very even. Just keep pushing, keep playing the next shift. Take it one shift at a time, one shot at a time, one pass at a time. Make the right play, and you'll eventually get back in the game.
Well, spoken like a leader of the team for sure. And so this is now Samosi at center ice. He's going to dump on in. Puck rimmed all the way around for Sweeney to track down. Finkelstein on the forecheck as well. And curling with the puck are the Kings, trying to buy some time and space in their own zone to work this up and out. They do into the offensive end. Standing his man up is Halpern. Across he goes in front of the Zamboni doors to pick up. It'll be the Kings trying to come away with it, but shoveled out of the zone there by Halpern for Keyworth. And Keyworth will dance all the way into the offensive end. He rips one. Toe save there by the Kings netminder. And now Tenenbaum able to keep the zone. Far side of the ice. All the way in as Tanoff across the puck goes. As Keyworth tries to keep the zone again. He gets upended. It'll be a tripping call here as soon as the Kings touch up. And so North Park down 2, about to be up a man. All right, Captain, take us through what it's like on the bench when power play unit number 1 is told to go over the boards.
I mean, this is a bbig situation for the North Park here. I mean, you're down by 2 in the game. This is a very, very important power play. It's almost like a must goal. So, you got some confidence going out there. You're up a man. There's going to be a guy open all over the ice, and confidence is there. You just got to execute. You have the systems. You've been practicing now 3 months all year, and, this is the time to capitalize.
All right, well, you hear that sound. That is the sound of people running to their DraftKings app right now to follow the captain's advice here. It is a must score. You heard it here first. And so it's Tenenbaum resetting in the neutral zone for Halpern. Halpern's going to break into the offensive end. Grebin tries to get back post. Good stick there by the Kings to prevent the puck from filtering on down low. Grebin gets it back, and it was Halpern, touched in front, still in front, puck spilled. It's a big save by the Kings. Follow-up shot shrugged off by the man in black. This is going to be Keyworth working that up to the blue line. Hits being laid all over the ice right now. Tenenbaum fires in, tries the give and go. It's Halpern collecting that puck in the slot. Sent all the way over for the one-timer, touched home, and scored! Well, come on now. It's not every day we have a guest commentator tell you exactly what's going to happen out there. It's not Tony Romo, it's James Nicolaitis. And just like that, it is a 3-2 hockey game here from Middletown, New Jersey. 10:34 left to go in this game. It's a 3-2 hockey game now. North Park has cut the lead in half. This will be Finkelstein at the logo. Sweeney getting the equipment check from the official and then being sent off the ice. And so it'll be Keyworth on in his place. Bigliotti at left wing. Halpern and Samosi as the defenders. Finkelstein at the dot. Just a bit of a delay there. Then the puck is dropped. The Kings come away with it. Kings all the way into the offensive end. They dump. Samosi gives chase. He's able to shuffle that all the way over for Bigliotti. Bigliotti spins it to some open ice near side. Keyworth collects. Finkelstein picks up, gains the line, and dumps on in. As we tick toward 10 minutes left to go in this game, it's Finkelstein bodying a man in the corner. Kings work that puck to the far side of the ice. Halpern across to keep the zone. North Park just getting a little more aggressive on the zone keeps now, knowing there's 10 minutes left and they're down a goal. It's the Kings all the way in. They'll stop and turn on the Bigliotti back check. All the way across that puck goes. Whipped in. Speaker flashes the leather. Freezes the puck with 9:51 left to go here in this game. It's a defensive zone drop upcoming. Well, just want to say thank you to James Nicolaitis for joining us here on the broadcast. And I see Big Dominic Pizarro behind him saying hey to Midnight Sports. Thanks so much for joining us there, Captain, and we will see you next time right here on Midnight Sports.
Of course, Colin. Thank you so much for having me.
All right, face-off, won there by North Park, sent around to the near side of the ice. It's the Kings dumping in once more, but Fairhouse spins that to the far side. Kings have the puck there. They fire it up on Speaker's glove. He freezes it, makes the save, and so We'll get all those shots on goal right on your screen. What do you think, D-Biz? Not bad to have some guest commentators on here.
You know how we are here at Midnight Sports. We're just parents that are here to stream the games for the parents that can't make it. And you know how we love our grandmothers out there. There's aunts, there's uncles out there in other states that get to watch their family play.
That's exactly right. That's why we do it.
Even in stars, I have a father who's out of the country that works, and he depends on us to watch his kid play. So.
Now, there are worse ways to spend your free time than helping out people across the land. And so we can't thank you enough for starting this whole giddy up.
And you get these, the players that always want to get on the mic. So, if we can be an inspiration to them also, it'll be great.
It will be, especially if they take over someday, because I got to tell you, it's pretty chilly.
They're more than welcome to take over.
That one's going to go all the way down.
I will teach them all the back. Stuff behind the camera.
Well, and I'm here to say you're a pretty good teacher. It's an icing on the Kings with 8:55 left to go and an offensive zone drop for North Park. It's Halpern, Samosi, Vigliotti, Finkelstein, and Grebin at the near circle. Finkelstein wins that over toward Vigliotti, who spins it up towards Samosi. Samosi reaches, fires in. It's Grebin on the follow-up. Puck spilled all the way across, but the Kings will come away with it. 2-on-2 into the offensive zone. They curl there in the slot, trying to fire in. Vigliotti lays a huge hit, but it's the Kings. Only so far as Finkelstein, who works that up to the blue line, not out. The Kings still on the puck, all the way at the top of the slot. It's Grebin and Vigliotti combining. Grebin into the offensive end, tries to spin it back to Vigliotti. Now looking for Finkelstein, who throws it on that touchdown by Vigliotti.
Gorgeous.
Well, and just like that, as you can see on the Midnight Sports replay, it's Vigliotti touching it home on the beautiful pass to the low slot. And so Finkelstein finds Vigliotti. He's able to turn that right into the net. And it's a whole new ball game with 8:21 left to play here from Middletown, New Jersey.
I'm glad to see Viggs is back on his feet from a game against the Stars where he got injured.
It is. He was out just a little bit with that upper body injury. Here come the Kings firing wide of the cage. And now bodying a man was Samosi, and Meyerowicz trying to work this puck up and out. Kings dump in once more. You're right, D-Biz. He was out with that upper body injury for the better part of a week. And he's back now and back to doing what he does best, which is laying the shoulder and scoring goals. This is now the Kings able to get that puck up to the blue line. Keyworth settles it there. It's Keyworth dumping in once more. Out of his cage is the Kings netminder to leave that puck for a teammate and work it up through the neutral zone. But it's Samosi settling the puck down near side on up toward Finkelstein. Kings try to dump in, but instead Keyworth able to touch that all the way down. Looked like he might have gotten a piece of it, but instead the officials, with 7:31 left to go in the second, call an icing, and it will be an offensive zone drop for the Kings. Near side of the ice, Finkelstein, Farrow, Tanoff, Grebin, and the goal scorer in Vigliotti out there on the ice. This is Finkelstein, near side. One forward by the Kings, but Farrow emerges with it, works it up the seam for Vigliotti, who's able to tap that into the neutral zone. He gets all the way across in front of the scorer's booth. Farrow picks it up and sends that deep, but it'll go for an icing. With 7:16 left to play, another offensive zone drop for the Kings. This one also, I shouldn't say also, this one's going to be on the far side of the ice, and it'll be Finkelstein to take. Puck won cleanly there by the Kings, up to the point, fired in wide of the cage. And so it's Vigliotti to pick up and send that up and out. He was looking for Grebin on the home run pass, nearly had him. Instead, this one goes for an icing with 7:07 left to play in this game. So 10-second chunks here coming off the board. Scoreboard, that is, but it's the second consecutive icing there by North Park. Finkelstein, clean win back to Farrow. Farrow stops, delays, soft pass up toward the neutral zone. It's now Grebin and Vigliotti, joined by Finkelstein into the offensive end. Vigliotti throws that across. He was looking for someone to bat that one down. It's Farrow who was able to get stick on puck and slow down that zone exit by the Kings. All the way back is Vigliotti on the puck. Fires it across, and it's touched forward by Farrow. Grebin able to stick that forward into the offensive end. North Park can make a partial change. Puck goes off Vigliotti's skate. He did well to get in front of that one. Farrow can dump in. Vigliotti gives chase near side. Vigliotti meets his man and the puck at the same time. Keyworth across, finds Vigliotti, tries to shovel it back toward Keyworth instead. Kings are going to throw this one all the way down. It's on net. And so Speaker told to cover it from the bench. That's exactly what he does with 6:17 left to play in this second half. Near circle drop. North Park can finish their change due to the whistle. Well, D-Biz, you got the Putnam Panthers coming up against the Stars. I drove through Putnam today. Beautiful area.
Isn't it?
Yeah. I don't know why you'd ever want to come to Jersey. I kid. We love New Jersey here on Midnight Sports. This is Keyworth trying to track down the puck in the offensive end. Tenenbaum all the way across, kept in there by Halpern. Halpern sets up, fired in, deflected just wide. Meyerowicz across to pick up that puck. Throws it to the far side of the ice. Halpern all the way across to keep the zone, and now Meyerowicz can try and pick it up at the end boards again. Jabs it out of the skates of his counterpart, tries to keep the zone. Instead, though, it will be the Kings back in the other direction. It's a 3-on-2 for Long Island. They set it up in the slot. Speaker flashes the leather.
Nice.
And it's a big-time save. And you can see it right here on the replay as the Kings were in a 3-on-2 in the other direction.
Jersey does have good rings. I got to admit.
It sure does.
I just wish the netting wasn't here. It's like a video camera person, a videographer's nightmare.
That's exactly right. That and a commentator who only makes bad dad jokes at that. It's a 2-on-1 for North Park into the offensive edge. Scored!
It makes our viewers our family.
The dad jokes indeed. And that is a North Park goal. And I don't have a dad joke ready to go on that North Park goal. Can you believe it?
How many tournaments have we went on and we let them know what's going on in the hotel room next door?
Yeah, we'll have to let Steinfink know as well. We'll get a good joke out of that one, and then we can tell Big Tom Schaefer.
Yes. What is it, room 210?
Room 210 gets a 2025 reference as North Park has the puck back in the slot. The Kings will take over and come back in the other direction. It's the Long Island Kings now firing in. Speaker gets a blocker in front of that one, guides it over toward the near half wall, and it'll be Finkelstein up to Vigliotti. Vigliotti on the puck, in the slot, fires. It's deflected wide of the cage. Under 5 left to play here as Samosi pinches forward on a rolling puck. He had done enough to jab up his man, and Vigliotti comes across, makes a hit, pulls the puck up, but we're going to get a stoppage in play here as there was a collision at the North Park blue line. And so just a delay with an injured player. And D-Biz, you know, the health and safety of these youth hockey players is absolutely paramount. And so the best wishes here from the broadcast booth to the ice.
Absolutely.
Well, the Kings man on the ice right now, sitting up. He's being tended to by his coach, getting a cheer here from everyone on the ice and in the rink, and you like to see that sportsmanship too. He was shaken up at the blue line. It was a collision all the way across the blue line. Both players met at the same time. That the puck was there. The Kings do not look upset about the hit. And that's usually a pretty good indication that it was coincidental and nothing more. And so we can get your reset here. 4:45 left to go in the second. Neutral zone drop. Won by the Kings. Meyerowicz up the right wing on the forecheck. The Kings will dump in, turning his Tanoff. He's got his defensive partner out there in Farrow. It's worked up toward Meyerowicz. Meyerowicz shovels it farther for Tenenbaum. Tenenbaum joined by Keyworth on the rush. Tenenbaum on the puck. Throws it in. He was looking to pass off the goalie's pads for Keyworth, and the netminder did well to shovel that to the corner. It's now North Park trying to fire that out in front. Meyerowicz on the puck, side of the cage to the end boards. Able to settle that puck in the near corner, and then Tanoff dumps in once more for Keyworth. All the way out in front, fought off by the Kings netminder. Looked like that puck was fluttering up and over the cage, but it was the Kings netminder. Didn't want to take a chance, and Tanoff now all the way back into his own end. And Keyworth able to shovel that forward for the Kings to track down in their defensive end. It's now the Kings with some speed out of their zone. Tanoff and Farrow get back. Finkelstein joins them. The Kings on the puck. They throw it toward the slot, but it's Grebin first to it, far side of the ice. Now joined by Finkelstein in the 2-on-2 rush. Thrown in on net. Smart play there by the old 1-4 to buy his team a face-off. They can get their lines right in the offensive zone with 3:31 left to go in this second half. Well, this will be Finkelstein at the dot. Vigliotti in the slot. Grebin far half wall. Halpern and Samosi as the defenders. Puck one over to the near side of the ice by the Kings. They try to send that up and out of the zone. They do. Samosi has it there. Surveys his options. Dumps it into the offensive end on a delayed offside so as not to give up a chance in the other direction. Here come the Kings into the offensive end. They shoot in. Speaker gets up. Makes the save. Freezes the puck. And it'll be a defensive zone drop for North Park with 3:11 left to go in this game. And again, I won't bother you with my singing voice to sing any 3:11 songs. This will be Finkelstein, far side of the ice. Have you ever seen a man get fired from his non-paying job? You might hear tonight as the boss is in the house. Steve is just rubbing the head and sighing here as that puck filters all the way down to the end boards. It's Halpern standing a man up there for Samosi. Samosi goes skate to stick, curls with the puck, works it on up for Grebin, who tries to get the puck up and out of the zone, but the Kings fire it on. They hit Halpern in front. It'll go to the far side for Samosi to shovel around toward Vigliotti. Vigliotti stands a man up there. It's chipped up, but not out just yet. Puck eventually rolls out, fired all the way in. It hits Halpern in the ankle, and it'll be Samosi to pick up. He flicks that up off the roof. And so with 2:28 left to go in this game, it's going to be a defensive zone drop.
If you start singing 3:11, I'll go to HR and I'll suggest you get a raise.
Oh, man. Well, it's going down. And it's going to be a defensive zone drop on the far side of the ice. This is Tenenbaum there, winning it over toward Tanoff at the far corner. Tanoff jousts with his man. The Kings trying to get this puck out front. It's still North Park jousting for it. And then it's swept wide by Tanoff. He's trying to get that puck onto his forehand to get it out of the zone. Tenenbaum in as that puck sits between some skates in that corner, and the officials telling the players to move the puck, and they do. It's now Farrow all the way across for the puck. He cycles it to the near side, far side, as Tenenbaum pushes it out of the zone. The Kings have to collect. 1:50 left to go in this game as it's Farrow using the boards to send that one all the way down, but for an icing. And so 1:45 to play, 105 seconds left in this one. It's going to be a near circle defensive zone drop for North Park from the Middletown Ice Arena. This is Finkelstein at the dot. Halpern at the near half wall. Vigliotti, Samosi, and Grebin in the slot. Puck one over toward the near half wall, cleanly there by Finkelstein. It's the Kings trying to get that puck out of the corner. The Kings have it for a moment on the forehand. A bunch of sticks in the way, and it will be Halpern on the backhand, saucering that up to Vigliotti. Vigliotti gets that puck up and out. The Kings reset at their own blue line. 1:25 left to go in this game as the Kings have the puck. They filter it across the blue line and then up through the neutral zone and dump on it. Puck rolls to that far corner. Samosi on it there, settles it in the corner. The Kings look to pull it off and out of his skates, but Samosi turns with it. It's flicked up and out. It's an empty net here. It's Vigliotti giving chase. Instead, that puck's going to go for an icing, and it's Vigliotti who's going to get a little what for after the hit on the icing call with 1:03 left to go in this game. It's likely to be 6-on-4 hockey here.
He put his hands up in the air. Wasn't me.
And we'll see if the Kings also have a skater to the box here. And they'll open the penalty door, and so, penalty box door, that is. Not playing let's make a deal out here. But 63 seconds left to go. Could be a player from each side to the box. We'll see. As the Kings had pulled their netminder. So, 2 minutes on the board on the North Park side. There is a Kings man in the box. Could just be an extra penalty on North Park. We'll give you a count when the skaters come out. Looks like it's going to be a defensive zone drop for North Park, which is probably the truest indication that they'll be down a skater here. And the Kings are about to call a timeout. And so we're going to pause here on Midnight Sports. A reminder, coming up right after this one, hit the refresh button on your keyboard or your phone. Just swipe on down. No having to swipe left or right for Midnight Sports. You can just swipe down, and you'll have the next link. But for now, a timeout on the ice in Middletown, New Jersey. This is Midnight Sports. Here we are. It's a 6-on-4 out there as the Kings have left their netminder pulled. And so 63 seconds left. Of course, it's a penalty kill. North Park can try and shoot for that empty net. Oh, it's shot in immediately. Gee whiz. That was deflected right on goal. It looked like Speaker's glove was moved by a stick in front, and just like that, it's a 4-4 hockey game, and we'll be back to 5-on-5 skating here as the Kings use the 6-on-4 to their advantage and tied this one up at 4. All right, well, this is Tenenbaum at the logo. 59.4 left to go here from Middletown. It's the Kings taking that face-off win all the way into the offensive zone. Look out, the Kings on the puck. It's spun out in front all the way across. Halpern lifted his skate so it wouldn't go off the skate blade on in. It was a smart move by number 10, and here comes Tenenbaum trying to work that puck up for Keyworth. It's worked into the offensive end. It's Tenenbaum, side of the cage, all the way around in front.
There it goes.
It's a huge save by the Kings. And now the Kings break out in the other direction. It's the Kings on the puck into the offensive end, turning, spinning. It was pulled off a stick by Halpern there, as it was a shot on goal by North Park in the sequence. Still the Kings, though, trying to find the bumper. Here comes Keyworth, 17 seconds left. Gets the puck out of the zone, and the Kings didn't really touch up there. It must not have left, But now Halpern, with 9 seconds left, finds Meyerowicz. Now Meyerowicz into the offensive end, takes a hit up high, and the Kings will kill off the rest of this regulation in their own end. And so, who doesn't like free hockey?
Yes.
It's coming up. 5 minutes will be on the board for the sudden death 4-on-4 here from Middletown, New Jersey. Stick around. This is Midnight Sports. All right, there goes the whistle to start us off. It is sudden death, 4-on-4 overtime for 5 minutes. If we're still knotted at 4, it'll be 3-on-3 thereafter. And so don't move a muscle. Don't even go get a frosty adult beverage, because it is sudden death here. Goaltenders being checked, scorekeeper being checked. It's Finkelstein, Samosi, Halpern, and Grebin as the 4 skaters in white. It's Grebin coming away with that face-off win to the far side of the ice. Fired in high of the cage. Finkelstein to try and collect near side. Finkelstein on the puck, cycles it deeper, but the Kings come away with it. Possession game is very important with this much open ice out there as the Kings work it to the near side, then far. Grebin on the forecheck. It's the Kings 2-on-2 toward the offensive end. The Kings there at the logo, and they're pushed back by Grebin, who stick lifts his man nearly away with it, but it'll be Grebin to the box. It's a delayed call against North Park. It's 5-on-4 hockey right now as the Kings have the puck near side. They drop it to the near point. They filter it all the way across. North Park just needs to touch up here to get the whistle. They do. And so with 4:10 left to go in this first overtime period, North Park's going to the box on a tripping call against Grebin. And it should be 4-on-3 hockey here with a defensive zone draw upcoming in the North Park end, far side of the ice. Well, D-Biz, if you thought there was a lot of ice out there at 4-on-4, give 4-on-3 a try.
Yeah.
As seen on TV. This is Tenenbaum and Halpern and Tanoff as the 3 skaters for North Park. Tenenbaum at the dot, wins that toward Tanoff. Tanoff can flick it forward, and that puck's going to go all the way down to the Kings' end. With 4 minutes even left to go in this overtime period. It's a bouncing puck found by the Kings, far side of the ice. And the Kings streaking toward the back post now, trying to send a pass across for the Kings. They'll come around the cage and come to the near side. Long Island Kings there. They stop and delay. They throw it all the way across. Speaker gets over, makes the save, and it's the Kings now picking that puck up far side once more. They work that puck to the far half wall, but Tanoff is there. He's able to shovel that up and out of the zone. Tenenbaum works it farther. Kings on the puck. They'll work it up the near side of the ice on a quick up. Across is Halpern. He chops it off a stick for a moment. Here are the Kings setting up at the top of the slot. Kings on the puck. In the near circle, they fire wide of the cage. Tenenbaum can pick up this puck on the far side. He gets stick lifted, but works it up and out of the zone. With 57 seconds left to go on the man advantage here for the Kings. It's the Long Island Kings at their own blue line. They'll curl with the puck back into their own end. It's Keyworth, Halpern, and Tanoff as the 3 skaters on the ice. Keyworth backs off. The Kings will set up in their own end and go point to point there. Puck spilled for a moment as the Kings were making a change. Keyworth had sniffed it out, and now near side of the ice, he's able to jam up the Kings man who held on to Keyworth and went spinning down. Speaker fights that off, and we're going to see what the call is here. as the whistle went, maybe the net was off its mooring. Surely not a call against North Park there, as the Kingsman was holding on to Keyworth. And so must have just been a problem with the net. Still 22 seconds left to go on the man advantage. 2:32 left to go in the overtime period. It's Keyworth, Samosi, and Farrow as the three skaters. Keyworth, clean win, works it up to the blue line, but not out. Now the Kings can fire in. Speaker gets down, makes the save, sticks the rebound aside. Farrow spins that off the boards. Kings keep the puck in the zone. They dump it in low once more. Kings still on the puck, far side of the ice. Kings trying to work it all the way across. It's Farrow, though, on the puck. Bounces it up to the blue line, not out just yet. Kings dump in once more, far half wall. Kings still on the puck as Greben's out of the box. The Kings set up. Speaker gets the chest on that one. It goes up and over, and it will be North Park who's killed off the penalty. Greben, far side of the ice, nearly hauled down. Here come the Kings back in the other direction. It's the Kings pushed wide by Farrow. Samosi mans the low slot. Down in front, one-timer can't connect. It's Samosi back in the other direction. Samosi works that puck on up toward Greben, who will dump and chase. It's now the Kings going point to point behind their net. Tenenbaum on the forecheck. That's whipped up and out. Halpern to collect in the neutral zone. Works it up strong side. And he's going to find Greben, who finds Tenenbaum. Tenenbaum alone in the offensive zone. Shoots in. It's deflected up into the netting with 1:19 left to go in overtime period numero uno. It's an offensive zone drop for North Park. All right, far circle drop. This is Tenenbaum at the dot. Wins that forward, gets hauled down for his trouble. It'll be the Kings coming away with it. Near side of the ice, Kings work that all the way across through the neutral zone. Come the Long Island Kings. They fire in. Speaker gets stick on puck, and then it's shot in. And that's an overtime goal there, as that puck was shot in by the Kings. And just like that, it's a Long Island Kings win. And we've gone final here from Middletown Ice. It's the Long Island Kings 5, North Park 4. Thanks again for tuning in right here on Midnight Sports.